All right, so one of the things that will be changing with the transition to a mobile device is that we're not going to have access to disk drives, CD drives, DVD drives, however you guys are familiar with the term. So we're going to need to make use of external disk drives, which some sites still have. They may still have them, other sites may not, but they are very cheap these days, really easy to procure. They're inexpensive. So I'm going to show you how to connect them to your dock setup, and that way you'll be able to continue using your disk-based content because not everything is digital yet, and you may still need to make use of DVDs for the most part. So they're all going to be USB connected, and in this particular case, this one has two connectors, which isn't totally common. You're not going to see that on a lot of them, but this is the power plug to actually power the disk drive, and then this is what's going to connect it to the system to tell it that it needs to work and read the disk that you put into it. So because we need two ports, I'm going to show you how this one's going to be connected. We're going to take the data cable and we're going to plug it into this front USB. You can use any open available USB port that you have. I'm doing this for the sake of convenience and because this cable is kind of short. They're not all going to be that short, but in the event that they are, this makes for pretty easy access. This is going to be the power cable that I'm going to connect to the laptop, and hopefully that will tell the system that we have an external DVD drive. Alright, so now that the disk drive has been connected and we can see it in the system, seeing that it's recognized as a device, we want to get a DVD in there and make sure that it's readable. So most of the drives are going to have a button on the front that you can press to open it, and then it'll just pop open like you saw. And then you take your DVD, and just like you would in the PC, pop the disk in there, push it closed. You can see the light is trying to process what's on the disk so that it knows how to behave. And now it's going to ask what you want to do with DVD movies, which, I mean, it's kind of a generalization, probably because it's looking at like that format. You can choose to play it with VLC if you happen to have that, or if you want to do something else different, you can select take no action, but the system will remember the choice, so it will apply what you said this time every time that you play any kind of a DVD moving forward, so keep that in mind. In this case, I'm not going to select anything from this because I want to show you a couple of other options just in case this is not the thing that appears for you. So we're going to click out of that, and if you just see it here, which as you can see now it's showing you the title of the DVD instead of just saying, you know, DVD drive, you can right click on it, and because VLC for this particular system is the default media player, that's the first option it gives me when asking how to play the disc. You might see something different there. It could be Windows Media Player, or I think it's Movies and TV is another application that sometimes comes up. But just about any of those will work as long as they recognize the format that the DVD is being played in. And that's a fairly universal thing outside of region stuff, but that's a whole other debacle. So we'll select, in this case, play with VLC Media Player, and you see the application comes up. It just has to load, and here we are. So it's still pretty straightforward. It really doesn't change a whole lot from what you would normally see on your PC, outside of the fact that this is now a separate external drive instead of being included with the system.